another news daily with Brooke. It is Tuesday and we are going strong. I'm popping on here every day at 8 a.m. to encourage you to start your day with good news. So I want you to, number one, show up, watch a replay. Number two, take a friend, because we more than ever need to be so cognizant of starting our day with good news instead of bad news. It's good to be informed, but we have to make sure that what we're dwelling on is positive so we can keep pressing forward. So today and the next 5 days, Monday through Friday, I am walking you through a free Align and Prosper course. Now, if you don't have the Align and Prosper course, if you're watching on Facebook, the link is in the video. If you're watching Instagram, it's in my bio link, Align and Prosper 5-day course. And I'm Monday through Friday, like literally walking, hand holding us through this. What is Align and Prosper course? It's this. Now than ever before, this course was created before this all was happening, is the time to recalibrate and get into a place of alignment in our bodies, in our passion. Are we living a life we love? And if so, great. How can we show up even better and serve better? If not, okay, what areas can we get into greater alignment, have greater clarity? And because remember, clarity equals a bigger future. If you've not taken that quiz yet, that's day one of the Align and Prosper course. When you click that link and enter your email, you're going to get day one immediately that has that first alignment quiz. So if you're like, what are you talking about? Make sure you take that quiz and grab that course. But today we're going to be talking about your superpower, okay? So we're going to be diving into what is your superpower? What is your secret sauce? Because guess what? Everyone has it. Everyone has it. And before I jump into that, I want to, again, just reiterate, Well Woman Collaborative, what we're all about is this. In 3 John 2, this summarizes really the heart behind everything we do here. It says, "Beloved friend, I pray that you would prosper and that you would be in good health as it is with your soul." So there's a key there. Prosperity doesn't just mean money, right? Although that's a piece of it. Prosperity means that you are healthy in your body. Prosperity means that you have thriving relationships. Prosperity means that your faith is engaged, you're connected, right? Prosperity means that you're living in a place of abundance even when the reality around you is not abundant, right? So prosperity is a beautiful thing. And when times are good, that's easy to believe. But when times are hard, that's a little bit more difficult to step into and live out of a place of faith of like, do I really believe that I can be prosperous? And the answer is yes, you can be prosperous. And that's exactly why I'm walking you through this free course this week, kind of hand holding. So as you're jumping on or watching the replay, I want you to post in the comments, what are you doing today to experience prosperity? Meaning, what are you going to do to nourish your body? Like, let me know. I did my workout already this morning. I'm going to go on a run later today or a walk. How are we going to eat? How are you going to nourish your spirit today? How are you going to read a great book? Like, what are you going to do? Let's be an accountability group. So post that in the comment wherever you are watching. Okay, so let's dive into day 2's discovering your superpower. So why this is important to discover your superpower is this, because there might be a million other people that do what you do. For instance, if you're a photographer, there might be a million other photographers in the world. There is actually probably approximately a million other photographers in the world. But if you understand your secret sauce, how you're wired, your experiences, your passion, your gift, and you're able to articulate that and you understand, no, this is in photography, just for instance, this is my superpower, this is how I show up, and the value you bring, you're going to be able to articulate that to your clients. You're going to be able to add more value. And when we add more value, we get more in return, financially, relationally, referral wise. So this is really important. And if you're someone who is at home with kids and you know your secret sauce, you know what sets you apart as a mom, guess what that does? That obliterates, did I say that right? All comparison, because you see another mom thriving in her gifts as a mom and you can cheer her on, but you can be confident of, yeah, that's amazing, but I mom a little different. And this is why. This is my secret sauce. This is the value I bring to my family. So you see, like on one hand, this literally can increase you financially. In another hand, this helps to increase the joy in your home and the peace in your home. It's extremely important. So and our Well Intensive, I should mention, our 5-month program, we're doing this process extremely in depth. And last night on our weekly group call, we had a nurse on the call with us. So we have a nurse in the program. We have a graphic designer and a photographer in the program. Who else? We have a stay-at-home mom in the program. We have a lawyer in the program. So like all these different backgrounds and people, and we're diving into our secret sauce, and each one of them are getting clarity of like, oh my goodness, this is what secret sauce, superpower, interchangeable. When I harness my superpower, I can be more profitable. Not next month, a year from now, but literally this week. When I harness my superpower, I can be a more present mom. So again, this wherever you are in life, whether you're owning a business, you're at home, you're looking for a job, you're already in a career, this will lead to greater prosperity in your life. And there's so much more I could say. But again, the experience that we're experiencing, our 5-month Well Intensive, is so powerful. I'm like, I have to bring you these tools because it will transform your life. So let's get into it. If you have a pen and paper, you're watching the replay, or you want to watch the replay, grab a pen and paper, because we're going to do a little work together, okay? I'm going to give you 4 different keys as a framework to figure out what is your superpower, okay? Again, why are we doing this? Because you're going to experience more prosperity in your life when we do. So the first thing I want you to write down is character, okay? So write down character. And specifically under character, this is what I mean. I want you to write down 3 things that make you as a fill in the blank stand out, okay? So you as a mother, just you as a perfect person. If I were your best friend and I was reflecting on who you are, kind of your character, your characteristics, what would I say about you? What would your mom say about you? What would your best friend say about you? What are like 3 things that you think would probably come to their mind pretty easily? Because guaranteed those things that come to their minds about who Ellie is, or Kirsten is, or Brooke is going to be a clue as to what makes you unique as a human being, okay? Because remember, there's a million other people that do what you do, but there's no one else that does it like you do. So that's the first thing, is character. And again, I'm going to go through this framework pretty quickly, and I'm essentially giving you homework to figure some of this stuff out. If you have questions, pop them in the chat, go on Facebook and pop them so we can have a conversation. So number 1, character. 3 things that make you stand out, or 3 things that other people that know you well and that respect you say about you that sometimes we can't see in ourselves. The 3rd thing is skills. So write down skills, big letters. Again, in the Align and Prosper course that I have for you, in the link in Instagram and the link in my Facebook page, you're going to get this in your email so that there's actually worksheets that you can fill out. The PDFs are fillable worksheets. So if you get the downloads, you can actually work through this in those sheets, okay? Extremely helpful. So skills. What are 3 skills that in your lifetime you feel like you have developed well? Okay, so wherever you are in your life, think back on the last 20, 30, 40 or more years. What are 3 skills that you feel like you have developed and excelled in? I'll give you an example. For me, it's discipline. Like through schooling and leadership programs, like I have developed a skill of discipline and self-motivation. Like I just get up every day, I do the things I need to do. I'm not always perfect, right? But it's a deep skill that I have, right? Personal growth. I'm always reading books. I'm always listening to podcasts. I'm always growing. That's a skill that I've developed over time, right? And I think those things help set me apart in the programs I lead, in the women that I mentor and work with, okay? So the skills. Next thing is gifts, okay? So this is another category, gifts. What are the 3 things that you are like best at in the world? In a business context, what are the 3 activities in your business that you would never want to outsource because you're like, no, I love this? Like, for instance, the photographer analogy, right? If you're a photographer and you love the act of actually taking pictures, you're like, oh, I would never hire a second shooter or like outsource this part of my business. I love shooting, but I don't really like editing, okay? Well, shooting and that one-on-one or whatever group interaction is going to be one of your things. It's your gift that you love. In a mom context, in a nurse context, like what are the things that you love that when an opportunity comes up at work that you're like, yep, that's me, like I'm gonna take that job? Or if you're a fitness instructor, what is the 3 skills that you love doing that you never want to outsource? Those are keys into your secret sauce, okay? So really important. Next thing and last thing is experience. Okay, so we have character, write down character. The 3 things that make you stand out, 3 things others would say about you. Next, we have skills. What are the 3 skills that you've obtained in your career over your lifetime that you've just developed and you're really strong at? Okay, so character, skills, gifts. Okay, we just talked about that. What in gifts? What are the 3 things that you're best at and you would never outsource? Last one, here we go, is experiences. Experiences or your story. So what are the 2 to 3 stories in your life that were like turning point moments? Now in the Well Intensive, our 5-month group mastermind, we did an entire story workshop where we literally mapped out earliest memory to present day. And the clarity that came from this like 3-hour workshop was astounding for each one. So that would be awesome for you to take, all right? But if you're not in the Well Intensive or we're not doing a 3-hour workshop, you can literally get some of these same insights with doing this activity of your experience. So if you look back on your lifetime and you can map out like 2 or 3 stories that were turning points in your life, and I'll give you a clue here. These stories could be positive or negative. Like for me, one of my turning points was 4 years ago when I had a moment of being delivered from an eating disorder. That was a turning point for me. And what was a really hard thing in my life for over a decade became a really positive thing. The pain became the platform. So sometimes those hard moments in our life, the hard realities, the hard reality checks where sometimes we look at ourselves in the mirror, we're like, dang, I don't like what I see. I don't like who I'm becoming. Sometimes those really vulnerable moments actually are catalysts for what we step into and how we can serve others in the future, okay? So again, this is going to take you some time. You're not going to be able to rattle these off always necessarily, but those again are clues as to what as a human being in your makeup, how do we put it all together and like figure out what is your superpower so that you can harness that, know that, articulate that, and add more value wherever you're at, and therefore experience a greater level of prosperity. So we have your character, your skills, your gifts, your experience. Okay, now how do we put it all together? I want you to create like a superpower sentence. After you combine all of these things and kind of put it in a mantra or a sentence or a powerful statement. I've heard others before use like essence statement, right? What would that look like? What would that sound like? I want you to play around with this. I know this takes work, but hey, all of us have a little bit more time right now, right? Some of us. What is your superpower statement? And I want you to actually share that, if you would, on Instagram, or go to the Facebook replay and post that in the comments. Like, what is your superpower statement? For me, I'll just give you an example of something. And again, this isn't like one statement you just get, and then for the rest of your life, you're like, yep, this is my statement. You have to like try it on like a pair of pants, right? How does this fit? How does this feel? And as you do that, you start to get a feel for like, yeah, this really feels in alignment with who I am. For me, my superpower statement would be that I help women discover and activate a life they love. That's what I do. I have this superpower based on my character, based on the skills that I've developed, based on my gifts, based on my own story, that I have this unique ability to connect with women and help them discover why they were put on this earth. discover what the hindrance and the roadblocks are in their life that are keeping them from stepping into full capacity. And then the second step is not only helping you discover like why were you created, but actually activate a life you love. And more specifically, what I'm really feeling stirred to now is like helping women discover and launch a business they love or a movement they love. That's exactly who I'm working with right now in the Well Intensive, is women who are entrepreneurial. Maybe they're in a career and they want to go the next level. Maybe they have an idea and they want to start a business. Maybe they're ministry minded. They want to start a ministry or nonprofit. Like, these are the women that I feel like right now my superpower is connecting with in order that they can show up and serve at their highest capacity. So because I know that, because I'm getting really, really clear about my purpose, why I'm on this earth in this moment, I can actually have a greater level of contribution. And that's what this whole thing is about. So I'll wrap up saying this, like, understanding your superpower is not about you. Understanding your superpower is not so you can get rich or famous or whatever else we see around us that looks attractive. It's so that we can actually have the highest possible level of contribution to the world around us in the sphere that you're called to. Maybe right now your sphere is literally your home, which is so beautiful. Maybe your sphere right now is owning a business. Maybe your sphere right now is in a leadership role at a nonprofit. Maybe your role right now is like supporting you and your husband's business or your husband's role, right? Wherever you are, I want you to be able to show up and step into your highest level of contribution, because that's really why all of us, if you boil it down, are here on the planet, is to reflect the goodness of God into other people's lives, because you have a piece of his heart, you have a piece of his gifting that I don't have. That's why we need relationships. That's why in the time of social distancing, we don't have to be socially disconnected. It's really important that we get that. Like, in this moment right now that we're in of social distancing does not mean that we have to be socially disconnected. Because when we become disconnected and isolated, all of a sudden we are detached from pieces of knowledge and insight and wisdom that we all actually need to step in to our highest capacity, our highest potential. Okay, so tomorrow we're going to dive into another component of this free course, Align and Prosper. We're going to be talking about our personal board of advisors. This is a really, really, really fun part of the program. So again, Instagram, click the link in bio to download this free 5-day course. Okay, if you're on Facebook, click the link in the Facebook video to get this course in your inbox. So everything I'm talking about, you're actually going to have fillable worksheets to go along the process with me. So you can actually take time to mine this out, steward this information so that you can get into alignment and then prosper, because there's no better time, ladies, to recalibrate than right now. Are you living a life that you love? Awesome. How can we step into that even more? Are we not living a life that we love? Awesome. How can we figure out how to get in greater alignment and in doing so, live a life of greater prosperity in every area of our life? So thanks for tuning in. Again, watch yesterday if you missed yesterday, and then stay tuned for tomorrow at 8 a.m. when we go into the next one of a personal board of advisors that is a game changer for all of us. So have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow.